Hi guys, what's up? It's Hobi Tara, but you guys can call me T. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you could stay for a bit. Stay for a bit, it's fine. Last week on my channel, I decided to react to episode 1, season 1 of Tell Me Lies. Now I'm back to tell you a bunch of bullshit that I just witnessed in the full season 1. I need somebody to be here while I tell it so they can understand what the fuck I just witnessed. So let's go on this ride together. Also, I have a bunch of makeup products that I buy randomly, so I'm not telling you shit that I use. Cause what do I look like? I don't even know what I use, to be honest with you.
Hello, you didn't hear me? I said hello.
Oh no, your voice is cutting out. Still not gonna say it. Okay, cool.
I said, oh my god.
It's okay. He doesn't care about you guys. He doesn't care about me. It's fine. Okay. So if we are pretty much new to Tell Me Lies, it's basically about this main character named Lucy, and she meets a guy named Steven. He basically steamrolls her life, but she kind of like takes it, you know? It's very diabolical, actually. If we're gonna recap episode 1 of what I watched, LB, look, I'ma scare the shit out of you. If you haven't watched the last video that I posted on my channel, go watch it. Don't care. But I'm gonna recap episode 1, and then we're gonna steamroll through the rest of the season. Basically, episode 1, we got the main character Lucy. We are in 2015 at this point, right? She's in this bed, she getting on with this guy named Max, but she's also having like little nasty little dreams about this other man. I can't do 2 things at once. I'm over here trying to do my makeup and I'm picking up random shit at this point. And she has to go to engagement party or whatever for one of her friends, and he's like, I want to come, but she's like, you don't need to come. It's like, it's basically a reunion. And he's like, well, you hang out with your college friends like all the time, so it's not really a reunion. So he doesn't come. She shows up. There's a bunch of tension. We meet this character named Bree. She's the one that's getting married. You also meet Pippa. Pippa and Lucy have a lot of tension, and it's because of the guy that Lucy dated in college, Steven. We don't see his face. Well, we do see his face, but at the moment in that last video, I didn't know who the fuck he was. I didn't know what was going on. We meet Bree's fiance, Evan, and we also meet Wrigley. Wrigley is high as hell at the wedding. They're like all trying to be kind of like okay with it because it was his brother's birthday the day before. We don't even know what happened to his brother, okay? But I'm assuming that his brother died, because I don't, why are you drunk at my wedding? If you were drunk at my wedding and you was fucking shit up and I didn't know that your brother died, I would have told you to get the fuck out of there. But it seemed like everybody was sympathetic towards his feelings. Anyway, during this moment, she's kind of like, she's on alert, basically, because she's like, Steven's gonna be here, it's gonna be weird, everybody's talking about it. We go back to 2007, right? 7 years ago. Lucy's breaking up with her high school boyfriend. He's like, you're kind of crazy. She's like, really don't care about your feelings. Gonna go off to college. Bye. We also notice that she has a best friend, high school best friend named Lydia. They're going to different colleges at this point, and she has tension with her mom. She could actually care less about her mom, and also we find out that her dad's dead. R.I.P. Hold it down. She gets to college. She meets this girl, Macy. Macy's her roommate. I don't know. I felt like Macy was weird as fuck. That's a whole nother. We'll get to it. This is where she meets Bree and Pippa for the first time. They're all freshmen in college. And we also meet Wrigley before he looked oily at the wedding. And then that's when we get introduced to this man named Steven. Stefan. I don't know. Any way you say his name, it's not gonna make me like him whatsoever. I knew from when I first saw him in the show that I wasn't gonna fucking like him. As we progressively got to the end of the season, I hated this man with all of my heart, but it's actually ridiculous. They have their first interaction at this party that Wrigley invites them all to. He's being just weird, all up on her, hot breath, and she's like fucking a weirdo. She's liking it, and I'm like, what'd you say?
I said, ooh, freaky.
He's like, I just don't think you know what good sex is because you've never been fucked good enough. And I said, sir.
This is a Dilly's.
I was like, sir, this is a Chili's. And she was kind of like thrown off guard too, but I'm pretty sure she was probably a Wattpad girly, so she was kind of liking this shit. It was just weird. And she tries to play it off like, I don't think I really like him. And everybody's like, girl, stop playing. While they're at this party, we meet Wrigley's little brother named Drew. Bree is like, oh my god, Drew, he's fine as hell. They kind of hit it off. It's nice. That's mainly about it. They get to school. Lucy gets this weird phone call from her mom, like a voicemail talking about I don't understand why you're mad at me because I brought up your dead dad again, even though you told me not to bring up your dead dad, so I'm gonna bring it up. Lucy's like, I'm actually not feeling like hanging out with you guys anymore, so I'm gonna just go back to the dorm. I think I need to lay down. Also, this is weird interaction before that call even happens. Macy's like, Lucy, glad that we're her roommate. We think alike. It was a weird interaction. I thought Macy was just gonna be like weird. I thought this was gonna turn into like a thriller TV show where Macy was just killing people. Turns out I was completely wrong. For some reason, Stephen like finds Lucy's phone number and calls her up, and it was just a whole bunch of weird stuff going on. Macy wants her to go out to this party with her. Lucy's like, don't guilt trip me, and Macy's like, oh, okay. Macy goes. Next morning, Bree's like, hey, did you guys not hear? Macy fucking died. I said, what? Now Lucy's just roommateless. They have this little like visual at the school. Everybody's kind of like, this is kind of depressing, let's go get drunk. Steven comes in as Mr. Stay-the-Ho because Lucy's super drunk, and he takes her back to the dorm. Lucy's talking about she doesn't even really give a fuck about Macy dying. She's like, I don't think people think I'm nice anymore. I said, bitch. First of all, she's just met this guy. Second of all,
She's gonna fuck him.
she asked him, she's like, can you stay the night? I don't feel like staying here alone. They wake up, they're about to fuck, and then Lucy's like, maybe not right now, right? And so Steven has this like weird serial killer look, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna head out. So he leaves, right? Mind you, rewind. The party where they were all at, we meet this girl named Diana. Diana's looking for her sorry ass ex at the party. They don't want to be there. We get back to Steven leaving Lucy's dorm. Who's at Steven's dorm? Diana. Diana, Steven's ex. Shut up. For real, shut up. I was like, what? I'm actually too animated right now. I need to calm down and focus. I can't. It's so hard for me to do two things at once. So Steven and Diana are talking. Turns out they broke up because Steven cheated on her. And he's like gaslighting her, talking about it was a one-time thing and it was a random girl. It wasn't that serious. Bitch. Anyway, Diana gives into it. They start to fuck.
Of course she did.
And then she's like, actually, never mind. I don't think we should do this. She dips. By the way, and this whole thing, Steven's trying to take Lucy out on a date, but she keeps rejecting him. But then she ends up like, we had a really good night, and he slept with me, and he took care of me after the party, and I think he's kind of cute.
I guess I'll suck his dick.
Yeah. Steven gets a call from Wrigley. Wrigley's like, hey bro, like I need you to come over here right now. It's really, really serious. Drew's freaking out. A lot of things are going on. Steven goes over to Drew and Wrigley's place. Wrigley's dorm. I don't know. Somewhere. Drew's like freaking out, he's crying. Wrigley's taking whiskey shots in the morning. It's a whole bunch of shit going on, right? We find out the night that Macy died, he thinks he's the one that killed Macy. Let's go on to the next episode because it doesn't get any better from this, okay? Lucy, they're at this like little like, what is it called again? I don't know what the fuck it's called. I don't think I wrote it down. But they have like,
you're thinking about, maybe I can tell you what it is.
But they have like this little like self-help group at the college after like somebody dies. And they're like, Lucy, do you want to talk about her? She's like, no, actually not. They come up to her and they're like, hey, so Macy's parents is coming to the dorms to like pick up her stuff. So like we would like you to be there. And she's like, I read on that. And they're like, they want you to be there. She's like, fuck. So she goes there, she talks to them, she tries to console them. Lucy gets gifted by Macy's parents Macy's makeup bag. What's even weirder is that Steven and Lucy go on a date together, and Lucy's like wearing Lucy's wearing Macy's lipstick. I don't know. I just thought it was like...
Wait, Lucy was the one with Stefan, right?
Stefan.
So
they go on this date. They're having a really good time. Keep this in mind. Steven draws Lucy a flower, and he's like, keep the flower. When you draw it, it lasts longer, or some corny ass shit like that. She's liking it or whatever. Steven gets this phone call. He's like arguing with his mom. You notice that like he has some family issues. It makes the date weird, and he like kind of just cuts it short because he's having mommy issues or whatever. Guess who he goes to? Diana's house, or it's fucking Diana's dorm. Lucy's just talking to the girls about how the date was weird. We get back to Diana and Steven. They try and get it on. Steven can't get it up, and then they start arguing. And then Diana's like, you know, I could have any guy at the school. He says the worst thing ever. He's like, yeah, you could have any guy at the school. Basically saying that until they realize that they're too tired of fucking you or some shit like that. And I said, oh, kick him out. And that's exactly what she does. There's a whole lot of things going on with Bree. She's like upset because Drew ghosted her. Little does she know that Drew's a killer, you know? Lucy finds out that Diana, who she met at the party, is Steven's ex. She looks up some stuff about Diana. She's kind of jealous because Diana is like very smart individual. She just does a lot of extracurriculars, and she's very, very known within the school. And she's kind of jealous because she's like, wow, like Steven's ex is better than me. And I'm like, okay, you can let that be because you don't even need Steven. He's a fucking psychopath actually. But okay, if it's really that serious, this school is big as fuck. And you mean to tell me the one person that you're into is Steven? Diana's having like this little fundraiser event. Basically, Lucy's like, yeah, I'm kind of jealous that Diana's better than me, so I'm gonna go and claim my man, and I'm gonna go to Steven's dorm and have sex with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's how the episode ends. And then that's when you start to realize that Lucy's just fucking stupid. Lucy's just the dumbest bitch I've ever seen on the entire planet. Got my blood boiling and shit. Let's get on to episode 3. And I might be missing something, but fucking watch the show on your own. Like, you can't leave it all up to me to tell you everything.
Recap for season 1 until I get tired of it, then you have to watch the rest of it, because fuck you.
I've only done one eyebrow. Let me speed it up a little bit.
You gotta time it out. Like, episode 1, episode 2 is like the eyebrows, episode 3 is like whatever you guys do with the rest of the makeup.
He's like, whatever other fucking steps you have and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, that's it. That's it, right? First of all, in each episode, it kind of like starts off with each character they want to introduce. So this episode is kind of like catered to Wrigley, even though it kind of surrounds all of the characters. Wrigley is a football player. He's a junior at that college. By the way, they're going to this college named Bard College. He has a learning disability. He probably has like ADHD. He can possibly like excel at school, but it's kind of hard for him to take tests and be focused. We also noticed that he has a knee injury, but he doesn't rest on his knee like he's supposed to. He's also really into Pippa. Also, one thing about Pippa, she's like a fucking liar. She like tells them that she's like, oh my god, me and Wrigley, we have really great sex. First of all, no you don't, bitch. Like, she just lies about it.
They don't have good sex?
If you watch the episode, like, Pippa's like not into that. I think Pippa's just into the attention of Wrigley and into like being in a relationship with him because he's popular. She does have some sort of feelings with him. I don't think it's relationship feelings. I don't think that she likes him as much as he likes her, if that's the case. And Wrigley's like really, really into her, and you'll see that more as the season develops. He's supposed to go to the disability center.
It's called.
What the fuck is it called when you go to the... See, this is where I should have went when I was in college, so I could have got there where I needed to be. He went to something where you gotta sign some papers and tell them you need extra time when you take tests. Okay, that's what it is. He went. Bro, it's literally called Disabled Student Programs and Services, DSPS. I fucking had this at my university. I don't know why the fuck. So he goes there, and then he meets one of the football players on his team, Tim. Tim, by the way, is a guy that's in that one movie with Marlon Wayans when he's a football player, and it's kind of like the football player is sold to the devil. What's that movie called?
Fucking, so I know what you're talking about. God damn it, that was a good one too. Him.
Oh, him. It's the main character in him, and we'll get to Tim in the other episode. Okay, in the other episodes, because he's not a main character whatsoever. He's kind of a fuck ass. Wrigley meets Tim, and Tim's like, yeah, he was like, I just told him that I'm a R word, and and then I don't even need to buy Adderall for my roommate anymore. They just give me extra time on my test. And Wrigley's like so embarrassed that he's like, actually, I don't want people to think that of me, so I'm just not gonna excel in school and blah blah blah. Damn, Rig. And so he's kind of texting him.
Rig, you got the close, huh? You and Rig.
He's stressed out. He's trying to study for these exams. Midterms are sneaking up on him, and Pippa's like being super suspicious. She's like, like he probably just has other girls. We're not even official. So instead of like telling him like, I think we should see each other only, she's like, when they go to this party together, she decides, I'm just gonna dance up on another dude because we're keeping it cash. Tim is like talking to Bree. He's kind of into Bree or whatever. Lucy, I don't really give a fuck about what Lucy is going on. Once she gets on screen with Steven, I just kind of lost all hope for her. She's hiding her relationship with Steven, and like she's trying to cover up hickeys on her body, and I'm like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? They get a little tension because like she's like leaving his room, she's about to get ready, and she's like, oh, my hair tie. He gives her a hair tie. It's not her hair tie. He's like, okay. And she's like, I'm just letting you know that this is not my hair tie. And he's like, all right. And she's like, well, like, I just want you to know that like I'm only seeing you. And he's like, that's cool, but like if you wanted to see other people, I wouldn't care. And she's like, all right. So then she tries to distance herself from Steven. So like basically the way she tries to distance herself from Steven, Pippa goes to this party with Wrigley. I think it's like a football party or something like that, and that's when like she dances on another guy. Lucy and Bree end up going to this bar. How the fuck did they get in the bar? It just makes it doesn't make sense to me on how they got in there. And they're like regulars at this bar. Like they're only 18 years old. But anyway, the bar gets raided and they're doing ID checks. Bree and Lucy run out of the back door. They meet this guy, Max. Does Max sound familiar? Max was in her bed in 2015 in the future. The present, Max's family is the owner of the bar, and Max is a bartender. Also, Max is a vet, so that means that he was like, he used to be in the army, so we don't know how old Max is, okay? But Lucy ends up hooking up with Max, but then she's like, I don't know. I'm gonna go back to Steven, actually. Mind you, while at this point, while she's hooking up with Max, Steven is at the party with Pippa and Wrigley, right? But for some reason, Drew, Wrigley's brother, is at the party. Drew gets really drunk. They take Drew back to his dorm. Drew starts talking about like I messed up, man. I did some bad shit. Da-da-da. Pippa's there. Steven's like, Pippa, like, maybe you guys should get out of there. So Pippa starts to leave, and Drew's like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Why are you acting weird? And she's like, you're texting other people, like, da-da-da. And he's like, well, you're dancing up on the other guys. And she's like, because that's me texting other people. Just tell me that you're seeing other people. Just tell me that you're seeing other people. He's like, Pippa, Drew was there the night that Macy died. He swerved it. Bro is so in love with this bitch. I don't want her to think I'm cheating. I could just tell her that I'm not cheating. Instead, I gotta tell her that my brother is possibly the reason why Macy, her friend, is dead. She's like, oh, well, at least he's not cheating on me. His little brother's just possibly a murderer.
So you binged the whole season?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
I have time. We're gonna move on to episode 4, but so far, tell me what your thoughts are about this show.
I hope it's rated MA.
It is.
Mature.
It is.
Okay. That should not be consumable for the younger population. That is insane.
They are fully naked in episodes.
The problem here is like, yeah, it might be age restricted, but I don't think, like you, for example, you were watching tons of shit that you shouldn't have been watching when you were younger.
Yeah.
You're just watching that shit.
I had a lot of access and no parental supervision. So, episode 4, by the way, I'm looking at my notes, so mind your fucking business. We kind of get like a little sneak peek into Bree. If we go back into episode 1, we learn that Bree is a virgin. She wants to be deflowered. And since Evan...
Why do you say it like that? Nasty.
Deflowered. You don't like the way I say it like that?
Gross. Just the word itself is wrong. You shouldn't even be using that word.
Deflowered. You don't like that?
Ew. Gross, dude. Fucking nasty.
her goal is to basically lose her virginity. She's like, well, Tim is taking a liking to me, and I'll just do it with Tim.
Wait, who was her first choice?
Her first choice was Drew. Well, it's not said that Drew is her first choice, but I'm assuming if she hit things off with Drew, she probably would have lost her virginity to Drew.
Okay.
So she goes to this couple's party. Lucy doesn't want to go because her and her little fucking situationship, Steven, are gonna just stay in tonight or whatever the fuck. She like ends up hitting it off with Tim even more. They go into this room. They bang it out for the first time. Lasts like 25 seconds.
Jesus.
It dead ass lasts like 25 seconds. Like I think she like
that good or just that bad?
That bad. She ends up trying to talk to the girls about it, but the girls are like, yeah. Pippa's like lying. She's like, yeah, my sex life is great. Mine is good. And then I guess Lucy's like, yeah.
Mine is good.
Yeah. And Lucy's like, yeah, sex life with Steven is like thebomb.com. And she's like, yeah, it was so good with Tim. While this is happening, we tune back into fuck-ass Steven and Lucy. Steven is going out of town to the city in New York. I think that's where they live. Little does Lucy know is that Steven is still talking to Diana because in the past episodes that we had going on, he like resolved things with Diana. For some fucking reason, Diana wants him, and I don't understand why. Little does Lucy know that Diana helped him get this interview, and that he's staying at Diana's family home. First, and then we get this whole scene of like Pippa being overprotective of Drew because she knows Wrigley and Drew's secret, and then like Lucy's kind of like talking shit about Drew, and she's like, don't say that shit. So they kind of get a little bit of tension. They're going to another Halloween party. Bree ends up going to hook up with Tim again, and she's trying to like give him that sloppy top, and she's giving all teeth. He's not liking it. He's like, okay, back shots. Okay, so I did not know how to explain this, but basically, she's trying to tell him to stop because it's hurting, but he's not listening to her. And it's just a scene that pissed me off. I can't even get into too much detail. Just fucking watch it and you'll get pissed off too. It was a lot for me, and that's why I say, fuck you, Tim. Fuck you, bitch. Tim ends up ghosting her, but like she already knows that she's not gonna like bang it out with him again or whatever. Steven calls Lucy to go down to the city to go stay with him at Diana's place, which she doesn't know that is Diana's place. When they get there, Lucy's like, why don't we ever hang out in public together? And then he gaslights her and he's like, did you know I'm fucking poor? Did you know that I'd rather spend my money taking you to fancy dinners than being seen with you in public? And you want to make me feel bad because I don't want to take you out in public? And then he's like,
I don't even know what he's saying.
And then he's like, I can't believe you would say that. And then she's like, no, Steven, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She fell for the gaslight.
And when they wake up, he's like, you should probably leave. I have a big interview. And so she leaves. It's weird tension. He goes to his interview. He's like this big tough guy. He's like, well, I could just walk in the room and own the room. And then he just fucking bombs the interview. He tells Lucy that like he did really good on the interview. Diana ends up coming over to like console him. It's like, I really bombed. And she's like, it's okay. Like, we'll set up more interviews for you. I know you can do better. Weird, right? Diana, you're a smart individual. See the red flags. Lucy, just run. Steven, burn in hell. This show is so hard to watch, but at the same time, I can't stop watching. In this episode, we learn a little bit more about Bree. She grew up in the foster system. She tells Evan a little bit more about that, and Evan's like, oh, do the girls know about it? And she's like, well, the girls never really ask anything about my life. Maybe Bree likes him now, which is definitely true when we get into the next couple of episodes, and obviously, from what we've seen foreshadowing, they're getting married, so they have to like each other at some point, And then also in this episode, because she got gaslit by Steven, now Steven kind of doesn't want to talk to her. She tries to make things work with Max again. She hooks up with Max, and after she hooks up with Max, she's like, damn, I want to go see Steven.
Jesus.
Let's go on to episode 5. This is where they go on Christmas break. Yeah, Lucy lives on the town over from Steven. Lucy decides that, hey, me and Steven are going to see each other for Christmas break. Steven's like, yeah, if we can make it work. She's like, okay, I'll see you on the 26th. He's like, yeah, maybe.
If I have time.
We get a little glimpse into Steven's life. So Steven has an older brother and a little sister, and he has a mom. His mom is probably why he acts the way he acts. You get the scene where he walks into the house, and his brother's like, shh, mom has a headache. You have to be quiet. And he's like, okay, should I go say hi to her? Like, they're all tiptoeing around this woman's emotions and feelings and actions, and anything that they do wrong will upset her. Anything that they do right will make her feel better, but she'll still find a reason for what you did wrong, if that makes any sense. And it was just kind of a weird reaction to where, like, Steven has all of this control around multiple women in college, but then when it comes to his mom, he's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean. He's just at home. He's not really having a good time, but he's trying to have a good time because where else is he gonna go? And he doesn't want to hang out with Lucy, right? Lucy, on the other hand, she's like acting like she has the worst home life ever in her life. She has this big giant house. She has a mom. She has a sister. They support each other, everything like that. And obviously her mom's trying her best, but there's some like big, deep, dark secret that she knows about her mom, and it like just causes like a rift between each other. Lucy tries to call Stefan in order to like hang out with him after Christmas, but he's like, yeah, I can't really hang out today. So instead of being alone and facing her problems and issues and whatever she's upset with by herself, she calls Max and she's like, let's hang out for Christmas. While her and Max get a hotel, Diana ends up showing up to Steven's house. They hook up. Steven gets Diana really, really high, and Diana's like, I just thought about this random moment. Before I even met you, I hooked up with Wrigley. And I was like super drunk. I don't even remember it, but it was just such a funny moment. Steven and Diana aren't even dating right now, but they're hooking up. They obviously want to get back together, or so it seems. I don't know if he just wants Diana as a sugar mama or whatever. And Steven's like, I know I cheated on you, but like, I can't believe before I met you, you hooked up with somebody else. And like, he gaslights her to believe that she did something wrong. And he's like, I just don't even want to talk about it anymore. I can't believe you did this. Lucy's like confiding in Max about like why her family life is so bad, because when her dad was actively dying and Lucy was trying to call her mom to get her to let her know that her dad was dying, her mom was having an affair with his best friend.
Whose best friend? Jesus, what the heck? That was so bad. It's actually so bad.
Did you want me to repeat it again? While Lucy's dad was actively dying and she was trying to call her mom to let her know, her mom wasn't answering, and it didn't show up until the morning to find out her dad was dead, because her mom was having an affair with her dad's best friend. And that's why she hates her mom. She tells Max this, and Max is like obviously an adult man, very much probably older than Lucy, and he's like, maybe you need to talk to somebody. Maybe you're having depression. And she's like, I can't believe you just told me I have depression. I told you my mom was fucking some other man when my dad was dying, and you're gonna tell me I have depression?
I think he was listening, and you do have depression.
But like, dead ass. I think that's actually what it is, and that you're looking for attention in all of these guys that you just met in college, when really, you need to talk to your mom, tell her about it, and then go get some therapy. She kind of like wants to stop talking to Max. Max calls her immature and leaves, because she is. I also forgot to say that Steven's mom is fucking crazy, and she's stalking this lady that happens to be Steven's dad's new wife that's pregnant, and she causes a lot of drama in the family during Christmas dinner. It's just fucking weird. Oh, this is when shit gets crazy. Shut up. I loved how I like actively stopped doing my makeup because I couldn't do it anymore. Maybe I'll do some eyeliner or something. Or something of the sort. Something of the sort. Okay, so what I forgot to mention in episode 3, Steven is looking at photos on his computer. First, it's photos of like Wrigley, Pippa. He's probably on like Facebook, MySpace, or some shit. I don't know. AIM. I don't know. So then he starts looking at photos of Lucy on his computer. And then we start to notice that there's photos of Macy on his computer. They're intimate photos of Macy, meaning that Stefan used to hook up with Lucy, right? Let's go back to episode 5. Lucy decides to go to Macy's repast to say her condolences and stuff. She has access to Macy's room and everything. She's going through Macy's room, and remember when I said in episode 2, she finds the same drawing on a barred notepad in Macy's room. So she's like, what the hell is this? And she's like, oh, so Steven was probably messing around with Macy and gave her this corny ass flower like he gave me this corny ass flower, right? Get into episode 6. It's a new semester. Lucy gets a new roommate named Charlie. Charlie's really cool. Charlie's really nice. Charlie's a lesbian. Stefan is like having visions about Diana and Wrigley having sex, and he's like upset about it because he's a psychopath, but he doesn't want to tell Wrigley that he knows, right? Which is super weird. I don't know what the fuck is his problem. Lucy at this point ends up confiding in Evan about her situation with Steven, and that she's like kind of avoiding him, and she's just trying to get answers of like what's like Steven's deal, because like a whole bunch of weird stuff that she just found out over Christmas break. Evan tells Steven like, hey, actually Lucy's like doing so much better without you. She hasn't talked to you. That's weird. Lucy's just avoiding Steven. And I was like, yeah, that's what we need to do. That's what we needed to do from episode 1, because he was a fucking weirdo. You didn't know this? Stefan starts to like play mind games with like Wrigley, and starts getting private information about Wrigley and Pippa's sex life, and like I don't know, it was just a whole like bunch of weird stuff that he's doing because he's a freak. And Diana and like Steven like end up hooking up in like the school study room, and Pippa ends up seeing it. She tells Lucy about it, and Lucy's like, yeah, I'm like super over him, like I can't even do this anymore. You see how like my voice is like getting like tired of this shit, because when you watch the episode you're tired of this shit. Lucy ends up to go confront Steven about what she found in Macy's room, and Steven ends up telling Lucy he was actually with Macy the night that she died. She was driving the car and she swerved into a tree and she died, and he freaked out because he was high and he had coke in his pocket, so he left the scene. And she's like, I can't believe that happened. Are you okay? It's not like, oh, you left my roommate and her dead body in the car while you were there. It was more of like, I don't really care about Macy. Are you okay? You must be traumatized. And he's like, nobody knows about this, but I know who was driving the car that made Macy swerve. And he's like, it was Drew, and Wrigley knows about it. And she's like, oh my god, we gotta tell somebody. He's like, no, we can't tell somebody. And I was like, oh my god, bro. And so that ends up happening. Steven ends up cutting off Diana because like, it's the thought of you being with Wrigley is like really pissing me off. So we're done. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to fix our relationship. We can never come back from this. Lucy and Steven end up getting together. Lucy's like, Pippa told me that you were with Diana in the study room, so I just want to make things clear. If we're gonna do this and I'm gonna be by your side, don't make me look like a fucking idiot. They go to this party together. They're all cool. They're, you know, Steven and Lucy now. Steven basically tells Pippa, I know what you said to Lucy about me, and basically says, mind your fucking business. And I'm like, this motherfucker is crazy. All right, let's wrap this shit up because my camera died. I gotta pack. I'm going out of town tomorrow. I gotta be somewhere at 11:30 in the morning. I still haven't washed clothes. I haven't packed. I gotta get it together. The ending of episode 6 though, Evan tells Lucy, you know I like you, and Lucy's like, no, we can't do this. You're drunk. You're done. Okay? It just gets messy. It goes downhill from there. Okay? We get to episode 7. It's Evan's 21st birthday. He ends up buying his own cake because his friends are a piece of shit, right? He also gets harassed by his neighbor because he's celebrating his birthday at his family home. He basically tells her, because she doesn't know how to mind her own fucking business, that basically you should mind your business because I actually do live next door to you, and the house that you're renting, my dad sold to that man that you're renting from. So how about you mind your business unless you want me to call them up? She's like, no. Everybody shows up to the house. Vibes are kind of off because Lucy's on some fuck shit. She fucking hates Drew, and she decides that she wants to believe Steven. Also at this point, the girls are trying to get Bree to like go for Evan. Evan's just kind of like, he's trying to have a good time for his birthday, but like he's just not really like feeling it. Wrigley's pissing him off. He's breaking a bunch of shit in the house. He's making a mess. Steven's trying to stop Lucy from like being a fucking dumbass. It's the problem that he created. And you can tell throughout the whole season that Lucy and Steven are just causing a whole bunch of problems that are infiltrating all the lives of their friends, and it's making it a lot harder. And you're realizing that maybe you guys should take a break from each other. Maybe you guys should like, wrap it up. Like, I don't And then during this whole time, obviously Steven and Lucy are a couple now, but Steven doesn't want that to be like acknowledged publicly. And Bree's taking all of these photos and he's like kind of not into it, but he's trying to act like he's into it for Lucy. Lucy is talking shit about Drew 24/7. Wrigley's like, what's your fucking problem? They have like this thing that they do where they do like a canoe race or something like that. Drew and Steven are on the team. Wrigley and Evan are on the team. All right, this is the fucking hardest thing to record. Anyway, so Steven tells Wrigley, hey, look, you should have Drew back off Bree because there might be some potential with Bree and Evan. So Wrigley tells Evan this. Evan's like, didn't know she had a thing in me because I'm super fucking oblivious. So maybe I will go for her. Maybe you should tell Drew to back off. Also, while this is happening during the canoe race, Steven tells Drew, because he's fucking messy, hey, look, Pippa knows about what's going on with the whole messy situation, so you should probably be scared because she has a big fucking mouth. And it just starts a whole bunch of can of worms that we see in the next episode. It was a lot. I didn't know how to articulate my words because I'm fucking stupid, but there you go. You got it. Bye. They're playing this, like, I think it's Never Have I Ever game, and they're getting Bree to kiss Evan, and it's a whole lot of things, and like they're just not having the best time. Evan's like, I'm fucking done with this. He like just gets super drunk, and Wrigley had brought these fireworks to where he goes outside by himself and they hear this big ass bang, and Evan is on the floor. He's bleeding from the head. The fucking bowling ball has exploded because he put fireworks in the bowling ball, and he starts just yelling and telling people like, fuck you guys aren't really my friends, and da-da-da-da. Bree wakes up and she's like, where the fuck is Evan? Everybody goes on a mission to find Evan. Evan's in the fucking woods somewhere. They kind of talk it out. They're like, okay, cool, good friends, da-da-da. They all sing happy birthday to them. Wrigley and Evan talk, and they kind of like work it out, and at the end of the episode, Bree and Evan end up getting together. Also, at the end of the episode, Bree leaves her like camera out as they're like packing up the house to go back to school. Steven's fuck ass like puts her camera in the pool, like dunks it in the pool, and Pippa's watching, but he knows that she's not gonna say shit about it because he's gonna air out a lot of stuff if she does. Drew is fucking pissed at Wrigley because he finds out that Wrigley told Pippa, and so like he's fucking done with him, and it's just like a whole bunch of drama that's caused because Steven doesn't know how to fucking go somewhere else. We go to episode 8. We get a little bit more in depth in Pippa's life. Pippa is meeting with her dad, and she wants Wrigley to meet her dad. This is kind of where you learn that Pippa didn't really have a good life when she was in high school or younger. You notice that she's lying about a lot of things because she wants to be something that she wasn't before. And at this point, we kind of get a glimpse into Pippa and Charlie's friendship, which we don't really see a lot of her, but she is in this episode a lot, because when Pippa tries to confide in Lucy, Lucy's actually not there. So she ends up talking to Charlie, and they ended up being really good friends. Lucy ends up showing up at some point, and she's like, Lucy's like, I don't know. Pippa's like, hey, me and Charlie are gonna go to this thing and it's gonna be really fun. And Lucy's kind of like jealous, like, oh yeah, I'll meet you guys there. Like, it's weird that you're hanging out with my roommate. Like, Pippa can't have any other friends. But that's just what the vibe seemed like. Charlie gets invited. It's just, it sets up a point to like let you know that maybe Pippa's confused about her sexuality. At this point, like, she's still with Wrigley, she's having a great time with Wrigley, but she doesn't really know what she wants. And then she also admits to like not really having a good sex life with Wrigley, and she doesn't really know what she wants. And that ultimately ends up to her like semi hooking up with Charlie, and then her never telling Wrigley about her hooking up with Charlie. And Charlie makes a comment about like oh yeah, I've like hooked up with straight girls once before. I know what a straight girl is, da-da-da. Pip was like, well yeah, like I just don't know what like, and she's like, it's okay. You need to figure out a lot of stuff if we were to ever figure that out before I started to like see you more. And Pip was like, oh. And then she just goes back to Wrigley. Diana ends up coming back into the picture at some point. She's basically telling Stefan, hey, you know, I'm your sugar mama and you could do like so much better. This all happens because while Lucy meets Pippa, Charlie, and Wrigley at whatever the fucking carnival, I don't know where they're at, a fair or something like that, she sees Diana singing for her a cappella group. Stefan's like, hey, let's just go get food somewhere. Like, let's not even be over here. Lucy's like, no, let's be over here. And then she decides to look Diana in the eye and then automatically kiss Steven in front of everybody. Diana's like, this is weird, and then she ends up talking to Steven about it, and they're kind of like talking again, but they're not really hooking up. And he tells her like, yeah, like we can't be together, like I'm with Lucy, basically. At this point, they end up going to like some type of party or something, because they're always at some fucking party. I never see anybody do any fucking homework. They're at this party, and Lucy's just being a fuck ass to Drew. Drew's like drunk because he's pissed at Wrigley, even though Steven made it seem like what it's not. But like, Drew doesn't know that. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on besides his own problems that he might have killed Macy. Lucy just doesn't give a fuck that Drew's like that, and she thinks he's just acting like an asshole. Pippa ends up taking Lucy outside and telling her like, hey, this is a situation that happened with Drew and that you should probably stay away from Steven because he's a bad guy. And Lucy's like, why would you think he's a bad guy? She's basically defending Steven and saying that Macy would never drink and drive and that something needs to happen to Drew. So because of that, Lucy decides to write an anonymous letter to the dean saying, hey, you should go ahead and talk to Drew about what happened to Macy during Welcome Week. And I'm like, oh my god, Lucy, sit your dumb ass down. I'm so sick and tired of this bitch. I can't even do it anymore, guys. Beginning of episode 9, Drew gets a knock on his dorm. It's basically the school coming to talk to him because they got an anonymous letter saying that they should speak to him about Macy's death. He's like, I don't even really know what you're talking about. Why would you say that? I had nothing to do with this. And they're like, well, we just want to let you know that you're not in trouble, but we are starting an investigation. So if there's anything that you need to tell us, please tell us now. He's like, no. So then he starts fucking freaking out, right? At this time, when he's freaking out, Steven and Lucy are out on a walk on the town and they end up running into Max. Steven finds out about Max. He's fucking pissed about Max. He doesn't like Max. He doesn't like the fact that Lucy has seen other people before, even though he told Lucy that he wouldn't mind if she saw other people. But now that they're dating, now it's worrisome for him, I guess. I don't know what the fuck his problem is. I told you, the more that you watch the show and you see Steven on camera, it's gonna make you want to end it all. And take him with you, because it's just ridiculous. Lucy and Pippa have tension because Lucy thinks that she's right and Pippa thinks she's right, but Lucy doesn't know what Pippa knows and Pippa doesn't know what Lucy knows, but they knew the same thing about a certain thing. You know what? And Lucy's having problems at school. Her English professor or whatever, I don't know, English literature, I don't know what kind of French professor. Way back in the season, Lucy used to have an online journal that she used to write in, and she ends up taking a snippet from her online journal to post into her class as a fiction post, because she didn't think that anybody would like say anything about it, and she didn't think that anybody would think it was true because it's just so outrageous. And basically that post was basically her talking about her mom. They end up running a paper that Lucy wrote through a plagiarism thing, and they're like, if you can't give us proof that this isn't plagiarism, then we're gonna have to get you expelled. So she has to call her mom and tell her, look, I might be expelled, so I need you to come down to the school. And so her mom basically has to tell the dean, yeah, actually this whole story is true. I was actively cheating on Lucy's father while he was dying. Stefan is like weird about it because he's trying to make it seem like he's on Lucy's side, but he's like being weirdly aggressive to Lucy, and he's trying to be manipulative, saying that like Lucy's mom is in the wrong, which Lucy already knows that her mom's in the wrong, but they need to make it right because I guess that's what they need to do. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that situation if my mom ever did that to me. I'm glad that this is fictional because I would fucking lose it. I think I would go see my dad. That's what I would do. It's like a whole thing. And he's being weird to like Lucy's mom. Lucy's like, why are you being fucking weird? Lucy's mom is like, I don't really like him. And she's like, I don't care who you like. They go to another fucking party. Wrigley's at the party. Pippa's at the party. Lucy, Bree, Steven's at the party. Drew comes up out of nowhere. He's freaking out because he's like, Pippa told them what happened about Macy and da-da-da-da. Wrigley's talking about, what are you talking about? Like, nobody else knows. And he's like, I know the truth. Just tell me the truth. So Wrigley's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And Steven breaks up the fight. Wrigley ends up leaning on this ledge, and the ledge is like faulty and it breaks. So he falls down and he fucking breaks his knee. So he has to go to the hospital, and it causes this whole drama. Moral of the story, Wrigley's pissed at Pippa because he thinks that Pippa told the dean and she wrote that anonymous letter, when it turns out that Lucy actually wrote that anonymous letter and she's not fessing up to it. And so they break up, and Pippa's like, I can't believe you don't believe me. And it's just a whole. If I was in this college and I was in this friend group, I would have been like, bro, I'm transferring. I'm actually actively transferring. So Lucy lies to Pippa because Pippa's like, I don't think you wrote that letter, but if you did write that letter, just let me know now. And Lucy's like, I didn't write that letter. And she's like freaking out because like Wrigley got hurt, and now her best friend's hurt because she just broke up with her boyfriend, and da-da-da-da. While this is happening, Stefan ends up going to the site where Macy died. Okay? And that's a little suspicious. He's freaking out. He's having a panic attack. Lucy's having a panic attack in her room. And then Stefan ends up coming in, and she's on the floor like freaking out. He's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And she's like, I wrote the letter. And he's like, it's okay. I love you. And then the episode ends like that. Now we're on to the finale. Flashback to the first episode, but it's a little bit more in depth. We're meeting Macy, and we learn that Macy and Steven are from the same town. We knew that in the first episode, and that they like saw each other around, but it goes deeper because they've been hooking up with each other for about 3 months after him and Diana broke up. He's like, I don't really want to like be in a relationship right now because I recently got out of one. They're hooking up. Things get a little bit weird in their situationship, friends with benefits type thing, because she sees that he's flirting with Lucy, her roommate. So they kind of ended it at that. She's like, it's cool, it's whatever. Then we have that scene where she tries to go talk to Lucy about like going to this party, and Lucy kind of like shuts her down, so she ends up going to this party on her own. He ends up like reaching out to Stefan like, hey, what you doing, Pookie? He ends up sliding through. They hook up in the car. He's drunk. He gets her high. She's a little high. He's like, hey, can you drive me home? She's about to get in the car, and she's like, I don't think I should drive home. Maybe we should just go inside and chill for a second. He's like, no, I don't really want to be seen with you in public, but what if I drive? She's like, no, I don't think so. Maybe we can just like get one of your friends to like take us back to the dorm. She's like, no, it's fine. I'll just drive. So he's driving. They kind of get into a little bit of an argument because she's like, why don't you want to be seen with me? And he's like, I don't understand why this is such a big deal for you. Da-da-da-da. And he's not paying attention to the road. And she's like, watch out. He's about to swerve into this car. If you guys haven't guessed, that car is Drew. So he ends up swerving off the road and crashing into a tree. He wakes up in the driver's seat. He's like, Macy, wake up, Macy. Macy's fucking dead. He starts freaking out. Logical thing to do would be, damn, I'm gonna have to call the police. But no, Steven is a psychopath. Instead, what he decides to do, get out of the car, grab Macy's dead, limp body, put it in the driver's seat, delete all of the evidence that he's known Macy on her phone, and then leave the scene. And we all figure out that yeah, it was never Drew's fault. We definitely know that Steven had that book of sugar on him, that Reggie on him, that drank in him, and he caused Macy to lose her life, even though she said, maybe you shouldn't drive, maybe I should drive. Here's all the other options of why we shouldn't do these things. He still did it anyway because he didn't want to be seen with her in public. And this is the man that Lucy is protecting. Anyway, we get back to the present of the past. We get there, they're planning a Hawaiian party. It's the end of the semester. They're about to go off into the summer. It's gonna be sophomore year and senior year for the rest of the cast. Evan makes this little comment about how Steven is always like scared around Lucy. And he's like, I'm not scared. And then him and Lucy run into Diana, and Diana's like, your guys' relationship is a joke, basically. From the beginning of the season, Lucy had this whole trip planned to go to India, and she ends up not going to India because she's like so much on to like dick riding Steven, instead of going to do this tradition that her dad had did his freshman year in college of going to India. And Diana's like, you really don't have like anything going for you. They end up going to the Hawaiian party. Lucy and Pippa kind of make up. Obviously they have some tension between like what's going on, but they would have make it work. They're best friends or whatever the fuck. Pippa can't really have a good time because the whole football team is pissed at her. The whole school kind of knows the situation of what happened to Drew. Drew ended up not getting in trouble. He ended up just getting suspended or like removed from the school, I guess. So we never see Drew again. Pippa ends up leaving because she's not having a good time. Wrigley's not fucking with her. The football team's not fucking with her. Lucy's just around the house by herself because Bree's already gone from the summer. Evan's still there. Steven is having a smoke sesh with the homies in the back. Lucy's looking for him. Diana pops in. It just gets really weird for Evan, so he dips out. Basically, Diana, I'm gonna shorten this up as much as I can. Diana tells Steven that you're so much better than Lucy, and when I look at you, who you're supposed to be with, if that's not me, is not supposed to be Lucy. And I feel like I can give you better. I can give you what you need. So Steven decides to go back to his sugar mama, and they walk out of the party holding hands together. Lucy's balls to the walls crying. She's like upset. Evan is trying to comfort her, and she's like, I just want to get super drunk. They get super fucking wasted, wake up in the morning, they hooked up. Mind you, Evan and Bree are together now. Yeah, okay. So we go back to 2015 during Bree and Evan's engagement party. Steven shows up being a little fucking dickbag, and he's like, how are you doing? Like, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. You remember Lucy's best friend, Lydia? You won't believe Steven is engaged to, because I thought it was Diana. You're wrong. He ends up engaged to Lydia, the bitch that we only seen for 3 episodes, Lucy's best friend. I want to know what the fuck I just watched. I don't know if the people who watch the show watch the same thing that I did. I'm sick and tired. I don't have any more words for this show because I already put it into the 10 episodes of bullshit that I just watched. I'm already on season 2. We'll see if I want to recap season 2. Yeah, and that's about it. Anyway, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like it. Please comment. If you don't want to, then you don't have to. I don't really care. And if you want to hear me talk about more movies, TV shows, books, and etc., comment it down below, and I'll talk about it, talk shit about it, recap it, whatever you want me to do. But other than that, you guys for watching the Hobie Tier, and have a good day. Bye.